commence. For those who have their microphones on, please mute your microphones so that you don't create disturbance when you are conducting this meeting. Okay. So once again, I want to take this chance to welcome you to this meeting, and I believe my screen is visible. If you can see my screen, please let me know in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and confirm that you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please let me know. Okay, thank you. I see some couple of confirmations. So first thing first, my name is Arnold. My name is Arnold Orupia, Arnold Kelvin Orupia. By the degree, I hold a bachelor's degree in information technology from Sindre Muliro University of Science and Technology. I am an entrepreneur in various fields. I'm also a cryptocurrency investor, a cryptocurrency mentor, as well as a cryptocurrency coach. And basically, I've mentored and trained hundreds of people in this industry. So it's an industry that I'm well versed with since the year 2017. I've been very actively in the industry since 2017. So that's my brief bio, because it's always prudent that you know who you're interacting with so that you don't call me a stranger from now henceforth, for those who don't know me yet. So the purpose of today's meeting is just to have an overview and a general discussion of what basically Apex Crypto Academy is, and what we do in the academy, and what is basically expected from you when you are joining this academy. So first thing first, as I mentioned, I joined the industry in the year 2017, and as you can see from this small screenshot here, I basically bought my first Bitcoin 4 years, 10 months ago. And this is Local Bitcoin. This was the platform that was very popular by then, where people used to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, more so Bitcoin, when it was being rolled over in the country, basically. So that's when I bought my first Bitcoin, and I've traded on several other platforms such as Paxful, you have Binance, you have Boy, you have KuCoin, and so on and so forth. So it's an industry that I'm very well versed with, and that is why I came up with this initiative of training and mentoring people who want to jump onto this space. And I'm going to explain the reasons as to why I decided to found this academy in the next slides that you're going to see. So basically, about this Apex Academy, this is an online academy. It's not a physical academy. We don't meet in classrooms or in venues to discuss matters, but it's just purely online. And what actually prompted the need for this academy is that we realized that we have very serious misinformation about cryptocurrencies out here. For example, if anyone mentions to you the word Bitcoin or anything to do with crypto, especially in our country, Kenya, you're going to treat them as scammers, or you're going to treat them as people who are doing illegal or illegit business. However, those are just some of what you call myths and misconceptions that have really tarnished the image of crypto, both globally and locally. So you're also getting a lot of consultations from very many people every now and then. Someone wants to know about a certain crypto, they want to know about a certain field, and we saw that there is need to promote this education, because you are getting so many consultations every now and then, and that was the need, and that was the reason as to why we formed this academy. So the main aim of the academy is, number one, to train and equip people with adequate cryptocurrency knowledge. Number two is to raise as many crypto millionaires as possible. I'm going to explain this in our subsequent discussions. Number three is to create a reliable and safe crypto community, because basically what happens, once you complete this course, you're going to join what you call the Apex crypto community, and in that community, everyone who is there has been through the academy. So you have people who have the same intentions, or people who have the same goal being converged in one central place. And currently, we are doing our fourth cohort. because the moment we started this doing these classes, we have done the first class, which was in January. We did the second class, we did the third class, and now this will be our fourth class. So we are basically trying to group people together who have a common goal so that we can all be under one platform and under one roof. So, quick introduction on what basically cryptocurrencies are and what they entail is that these are mostly digital currencies. The myth that has been going around is that whenever someone mentions the word crypto, you directly relate that they're talking about Bitcoin. But what most people actually don't know is that Bitcoin is just a form of cryptocurrency. And I'm going to explain why Bitcoin is just a form of cryptocurrency. If I can just share this screen here so that you guys can have a look. Just a few minutes. Please remember to mute your microphones as you come in. From the background. Let me just check who that is. Thank you. So basically, if you can see this page, you can see we have about 20,246 cryptocurrencies. So whenever someone tells you that crypto is Bitcoin, know that that guy or that person, they don't know what they're basically talking about. Bitcoin is just an example or a form of crypto because it's currently ranked as #1. And I think that's the reason as to why people normally confuse Bitcoin and crypto, with a current market price of $20,000, which is down from basically the all-time high. And I'm going to explain basically what happens with these price correlations, what makes Bitcoin goes up, what makes these other coins go down, and so on and so forth. So basically that's basically what cryptocurrencies are. They are digital assets which can act as a store of value. They can act as a means of payment from one person to another. And they can also be used as a store of value, as I've mentioned earlier. So some of these characteristics of this cryptocurrency is that they have what we call price history and asset appreciation. For example, we've seen that the current price of Bitcoin is $20,800. But one thing that is certain is that tomorrow the price of Bitcoin is not going to be at that particular point. It will either have gone up or gone down. And this basically brings the aspect of what you call volatility in the cryptocurrency industry, because most of these assets are very volatile. And what I mean by being volatile is that the price of an asset today is not going to be the same as the price of that particular asset tomorrow. If you can see on this screen, you can see Bitcoin is now at 20,805. However, Bitcoin, the all-time high, that is basically the highest price that this coin has ever attained, is at $68,789. So maybe you can ask yourself, what made Bitcoin basically drop from 68,000 all the way down to 20,000? Those are some of the factors that we're going to look at in a subsequent discussion. We have things like the massive sell-offs, we have things like the fundamental news, we have things like the market cap, and basically the market cap dictates the price of the particular asset, because the way you get a price of an asset, you take what you call the market cap, divide by what you call the circulating supply. And basically most of these coins and cryptocurrencies, they have what you call a maximum supply. Unlike fiat currencies, when I say fiat currency, I mean these are the local issued currency, things like the US dollar, the Kenya shillings, the pound. They have an unlimited supply. But when we come to cryptocurrencies, they have a maximum supply. And basically this is a perfect hedge against inflation. Because if you have been following what's happening over the past few weeks, we are having a very high rate of inflation across the world and basically across all the economies of the world. Because currently, we saw the other day that the value of the dollar, let me just project that here. There we go. You can see the value of 1 USD is almost equivalent to the value of 1 euro. So this was not the case 2-3 months ago. And because of rapid inflation and what has been currently happening, most currencies are losing value. If you check the Kenya shillings against the dollar, the Kenya shilling has been weakened against the dollar almost on a daily basis. I think right now dollar is retailing at, let's just check that here quickly, 118. I remember very well there was a time $1 was equivalent to about 80 Kenya shillings. That means that with about 80 bob, you could get $1. But right now, for you to get $1, you need around 118 Kenya shillings. And basically, when you go to the banks and the bureau, this is not the case because those guys are in business. They are doing forex trading. So they will sell for you the dollar at a much higher price, unlike the price that is the market price of that specific dollar at that particular time. So that is one aspect about cryptocurrencies. They have price history, they have price appreciation, as well as the assets always appreciate with time of a given period of time. Basically, the other thing is now what we call liquidity. And this is actually one of the best features of cryptocurrencies. Once I say liquidity, I mean this is how easy is it for you to convert your asset to liquid cash. I can give an example of someone who has a car, someone who has a piece of land, and someone who owns Bitcoin. So all these three guys, they bought assets. One bought a car, one bought land, and the other one bought Bitcoin. So when time comes that these three guys, they want to sell their assets, you realize that the person who bought Bitcoin will just log to an exchange, sell their Bitcoins, and they get their money. And that will take them about less than 5 minutes. However, someone who bought a car and someone who bought land, they will need to undergo a process. They need to advertise the car for sale. Maybe they need to get a broker will demand a specific cut once they sell that particular asset. They need to go to a lawyer. If it's land, they need to write the agreements. They need to do the transfers from the teams, the NTSA, and that will take a bit of time. And something else is that the price that they bought this asset at, most likely, for example, a car, it's very hard to find the price of a car appreciating. So they'll mostly depreciate in value. Unlike crypto, where you can basically set the price that you want to sell an asset at. For example, right now we've seen Bitcoin is at $20,000. So I can basically dictate the market and tell the market that I want to sell off my Bitcoin once the price hits $30,000. You can do all those order types using what you call the take profit order type, using what you call the sell limit order type, the sell stop limit order type, so that you are not inconvenienced about the pricing. And that's why I've always said that you should not get worried whenever you see Bitcoin is going down or whichever coin that you're having is not doing good, because you can always set this order type. So that is another feature about this cryptocurrency. The other feature is now what you call a perfect hedge of inflation. As I've mentioned earlier, the issue of inflation comes with the issue of supply. You see, for example, the US government can decide to wake up and print $1 million notes. So that basically means that there was money that was not in the economy, but now this money has been introduced to the economy. And that creates what we call inflation. If you can check a country like Zimbabwe, you realize that for you to go and buy even a piece or a loaf of bread, you need to carry so much money because they are currently suffering huge impacts of inflation. So unlike crypto, most of these coins are actually capped. And that means that once we attain that particular supply, we cannot have any more production of that particular coin. For example, take a case like Bitcoin. You see, Bitcoin, it has a maximum supply of 21 million coins. So this basically means that at no point in time will we ever have more than 21 million Bitcoins in the economy. So what does this mean? When the demand is going to go high, remember the supply is constant. So demand is high, but supply is limited. If you can plot that graph of price against the demand, you'll see that the price of this coin is going to go up, because increase in demand, decrease in supply leads to an increase in price. And that is why we always say that most cryptocurrencies are a perfect hedge against inflation. You can see we have something else like BNB. It has a maximum supply of 105 million coins. We have XRP, we have Cardano, and so on and so forth. So the ones that don't have a maximum supply, they normally have what you call a ban mechanism. And basically what a ban mechanism does, it actually reduces the supply of circulating coins in the market. And once that happens, automatically the price is going to go up, because the supply is cut basically. And as demand continues to grow, it means that people want to get that particular asset, but that asset is not available at that particular time. So that always acts as a perfect hedge against inflation. So that is basically the entire crypto industry and what it entails in a nutshell. So next, there is something that has really been trending over the past few weeks, and this is basically how people are jumping into the cryptocurrency atmosphere. You can see here, for example, we have 3 JP Morgan executives who are leaving their banking jobs for the cryptocurrency jobs. So for those who don't know JP Morgan, this is actually the biggest bank in the US by market cap. So by now, I'm sure you are familiar with the term market cap. Basically, market cap, it means the value in terms of money that particular asset holds in the economy. So we had 3 top managers who left the banking job and they jumped into cryptocurrency jobs. So this basically means these guys, there's something that they have foreseen, or there's something that they are seeing that these other guys are not seeing. Because with the current inflation rates, they are saying, why don't we jump into crypto, which is a perfect hedge against inflation, so that we can basically lay our ground and lay a good foundation, so that once the bull run is going to start, and once these assets are going to appreciate in price, and before people hop into this other side, we might be, or we may be, at a perfect position than them. We also have a football club in Spain, that is Atletico Madrid, who have signed a sponsorship deal with Bitcoin and crypto platform called the Wellfield. So this basically means that there is adoption that is actually taking place in the entire world. And actually, there was a report that was actually published, I think it was a few days ago, that says Kenya is the African leader in cryptocurrency adoption. And actually this is very, very right, because I think we are just behind, I think, Nigeria in terms of adoption, because if you go around the country at this particular time, you realize that about 1 out of 10 guys, they know about crypto. But even this 1 out of 10, they basically have the general knowledge, but they don't know crypto in the deepest form that are supposed to know it. Maybe they just know about Bitcoin, they know you can buy a coin, you can sell a coin, but crypto is a very huge field, as we're going to see in our subsequent slides. So about 8.5% of Kenya's population, or 4.2 million individuals, possess digital currencies. So the question that you should be asking yourself is that, am I part of this 4.2 million individuals? Or I'm just those who still perceive this crypto as a scam? And I'm going to tell you why people perceive this cryptocurrency basically as a scam. So basically, we've seen that the current price of BTC is currently at about $20,800. But then we've seen that the all-time high price for BTC was at $68,000. So where do you think this coin is going to be in the next 3 to 4, 5 years to come? For those who are basically, or who have some knowledge about Bitcoin, there is what we call a halving. So basically what halving is, this is the process where the supply of these particular coins is cut into half. Because every day we have Bitcoins that are released to the economy until we hit that 21 million mark. Because currently we are at 19 million. So every day there's a specific number of coins that are released through a process called mining until a time when we are going to hit this 21 supply. So what basically happens in halving is that the number of coins that are released in the economy is normally cut into half. And once that happens, it means the supply has reduced. And remember the law of demand and supply. Whenever supply is reduced and the demand is high, it's going to create a high price impact. So that is why BTC is projected, because right now we are in 2022, we are here at around 20,000. That means that the next halving event in 2024, we are going, maybe let's go to 100,000. Then in subsequent stages, you are going to hit maybe $100,000. Then you're going to go all the way up to about $300,000. And that is projected to be there about 2030, which is pretty much 8 years from now, which is not actually a long time. Because if I can give an example or a scenario here with a coin like BNB, this is the Binance coin. When this coin was launching, that was in the year 2017. By then, I was not so much versant with the Binance coin. I was only focusing on Bitcoin. The coin was basically retailing, actually for free, because they had what you call an ICO. And basically, what an ICO is, as you're going to see in our subsequent discussion, this is basically a phase where a project is basically given in at a throwaway price, because the developers, they intend to promote the project, so they want many people to come into the project, and once they come to the project, they're going to make their project famous, and after their project is famous and once it's launched, now the price is going to skyrocket. If I can just show you a brief history of this BNB, let's check the historical data. That was from 2017. Let's check around August. If you can check the price of this coin in 2017 August, one BNB was going at a price of $0.1. I think this is about how much in Kenya shillings. Let's just check that quickly here. 0.1 of a dollar, $0.1. That means one BNB was going at a price of 11 shillings. But right now, if you check the price of one BNB, it's at $237. And actually, this is actually a very low price, because BNB went to as high as $650. That is the all-time high for BNB. So this tells you that crypto is an industry that requires patience. It requires you to have the right skills. It requires you to have the right knowledge so that you can diversify and venture more into this industry. Let's just check the all-time high for BNB so that you work with the right figures. BNB, the all-time high is actually $690. So it went to as high as $690. So if you can convert this, let me just share this screen. So BNB, you can say it went to as high as 690. So if you can just check how much 690 is in Kenya shillings, I'm sure it's over 70,000 Kenya shillings. So this tells you that BNB was able to move within a period of 5 years. That is from the last general elections to the current general elections. BNB moved from 11 shillings all the way up to 70-something thousand Kenya shillings. So this tells you that patience is key. When you're jumping and hoping in this industry, you need to have the right patience, skills, and the right knowledge. So let's proceed with the rest. What we're going to be discussing in the academy basically a number of things. So first thing first, we're going to look at overview of blockchain. So we look at basically what is blockchain, how does transactions occur in blockchain, how do you store these transactions, how do you process, how do you verify this transaction, as well as how to identify a transaction that is authentic and a fake transaction in blockchains. So we also look at what we call the Satoshi value, and this basically means the smallest unit of Bitcoin. Because the question that most people normally ask is that, how much can I start with, or how much can I buy a Bitcoin with? Because you can see Bitcoin is currently trading at $20,000. But you don't need $20,000 for you to buy a Bitcoin. You can basically buy Bitcoin at 1,000 shillings, 500, 100, and this is made possible by what we call the Satoshi value. So we look at the Satoshi value, we dissect it further and see how Bitcoin is divided in terms of Satoshi bits, the millibits and the Bitcoin. We look at internet transaction as well. We're also going to look at the myths and misconceptions about crypto. And this is actually what has made many Kenyans fear this industry, because a lot of myths have surrounded this atmosphere over a long time. We look at the importance of crypto. Why is it important that you learn crypto? How do you use crypto in your day-to-day life? We also look at how do you make money in cryptocurrency. You don't just buy these coins. Okay, buying and holding is one way. As we've seen, you can basically buy a coin right now and then sell it later on when the price has gone up. You can make money through what you call trading. We have what you call mining. We have what you call airdrops. We have what you call ICOs. We have IDOs. We have IEOs, and so on and so forth. So those are just some of the ways that you can actually make money through cryptocurrency. We have also the type of cryptocurrencies, because you've seen we have over 20,000 coins. So we have types of these coins. We have big caps, we have middle caps, we have small caps, we have what you call shit coins, we have what you call the altcoins, we have tokens, we have so many types of these coins. So we're going to be looking at these coins basically, and how do we group them and how do we distinguish from one coin to another. Something else we look at is basically why people fear cryptocurrencies. And this is basically the issue of the myth and misconceptions. And the number one reason why people basically fear crypto is due to the lack of the right information and knowledge. You basically know that Bitcoin is a scam, I'll put my money there, my money is going to get lost. But what normally you've done, you've not invested in crypto, but you've actually invested in what you call a Ponzi scheme. So a Ponzi scheme came, they use crypto as a means of payment, you put your money there, they shut down the site. Then someone mentions to you about crypto, hiyo ni scam, nilipoteza pesa yangu, kostaki hiyo maneno. And that is basically what you're calling the lack of right information and knowledge. We have also what you call the fear of getting scammed, as I've mentioned. We have the negative news surrounding the industry, which we normally refer to as food. And food basically means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We have also the past history about crypto, where people always have some very bad experience on how they lost money. Also the issue of not being a legal tender. But this is slowly phasing out because we have some countries that have actually made Bitcoin a legal tender in the institutions. We have countries like El Salvador, which was the first country basically to make BTC a legal tender. We have countries like Central African Republic, just here in Africa, and the bills is still in parliament. So countries like Zimbabwe, which you've seen have really suffered due to inflation, they want to make Bitcoin a legal tender. So I feel that's going to lift the economy up because it will be a good move if they go in that direction. And also we have the aspect of volatility. And volatility is basically an aspect that can be avoided, but people normally have what we call paper hands mentality, such that whenever you buy a coin, see the price is going down, what do? You want to sell it off. You want to get your money back. Yes, you get your money, but you get your money in losses because you panic sold instead of just holding or doing what you call the DCA, that is a dollar cost average. We're going to look about that in our discussions. So this is basically what has made people shun and fear crypto. Kenyans called over 250 million through Eken investment pyramid scheme. So you are told, hey, we have a platform here, we do mining. You don't even know what mining is, you don't know what mining entails, but because you want quick money, you give these people your money, then 1 week you get some good commission or some good interest, the other week you are paid, 2 weeks down the line you're not paid, you try to do a withdraw, it's not working, you're told there we are restoring, or others tell you for you to withdraw this amount, send maybe let's send 0.005 BTC, you send more, after 2 days the site is off, then you start saying you were scammed. So you basically didn't invest in crypto, but you invested in what you call the Ponzi schemes. So we are going to look at all this. How do you identify a Ponzi scheme? How do you distinguish a Ponzi scheme from an authentic platform? Because yes, we have authentic platforms out there, but I think 70-80% are Ponzi schemes. So how do you avoid them? And this is basically how they come. Crypto investment plans, 2200 and 3300, 3000 and 4500, and so on and so forth. So you can always know that this is a genuine investment, this is not a genuine investment. So you look at those factors, those characteristics, and how to identify a Ponzi scheme from a genuine scheme. Next, we look at what we call wallets and exchanges. So basically, you don't store crypto in the air. You don't store crypto in bank accounts, but you basically store your crypto in what you call wallets. So we look at the various types of wallets that we are there. We look at hardware wallets, we look at hot wallets, we look at cold wallets, we look at exchange platforms, and these are like shops where you can go and buy your cryptocurrency. We look at exchange platforms, which are the best exchanges to use. How do you use an exchange platform? How do you maneuver your way through these exchange platforms? We also look at wallet security. So now that you have a wallet, you have cryptocurrency, you have Bitcoin, you have Solana, you have Ethereum. How do you ensure that your assets are safe? How do you ensure that your wallets are not hacked into by hackers? Or how do you ensure that you don't lose your keys, you don't lose your seed phrases, and you basically keep your cryptocurrency in a safe space. So we're going to look at all that in our topics of wallets as well as our topic of wallet security. Next thing, we also look at what we call crypto information and analysis. And this is actually one of my favorite topics because we get to dissect a particular project in almost every aspect of it. If you can just show you a quick example here. For example, if you want to check a project, let's say you want to check a project like Sol. So what basically crypto info and analysis entail? It entails dissecting this entire project, checking the white paper, checking the community, the supply, the market cap, the volume, the historical data, and all that pertains to this particular project. So this is one of my favorite topics. Actually, it's a very interesting topic because you get to know all the metrics and attributes that pertain a specific project. For example, you can see Solana is currently at $37, which is up by 1.80%. And actually, this coin went to as high as 260 last year. Let me just confirm that. I think Solana went to as high as 260. We bought it at around 20 something dollars, then it went to as high as 260. Yes. So that is basically 10 times of what you invested. Unlike people who can go put their money in, let's say, a fixed account, instead of placing your money in digital assets, because these assets, they are very, very profitable. They can appreciate in price within a very short period of time. For example, this Sol, it did from 32 to 60 within a period of, I think, 5-6 months thereafter, which is actually a very good thing. So that is what crypto info and analysis entails. There are so many attributes and metrics. I can't discuss them, all of them right here. We also look at buying and selling of crypto and tokens. How do you buy these coins? How do you sell them? How do you buy tokens? How do you sell tokens? We look at the cryptocurrency Bible. That is the terminologies and terms of use. How do you maneuver around these aspects so that whenever you mention of words like JOMO, you know what it entails. Whenever you mention like words like FOMO, that is the fear of missing out. Words like wrecked, words like 1% attack, you basically know what you'll be talking about. So we look at that crypto Bible and all the terminologies that surround the cryptocurrency atmosphere. Next thing, we look at what we call the ICOs versus IEO versus IDO. So the ICO basically this is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a phase where a project team can allocate some tokens so that people can fund the project. And later on, when the project is being launched, you are given these tokens because you participated in funding the project. And this is whereby people always say that you can actually buy a coin before a coin is being launched. So that is part of what you call an ICO. That is initial coin offering. So we have initial coin offering, we have initial exchange offering, and we have initial DEX offering. What DEX means is basically the decentralized exchanges, or what you call the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organizations. So we look at all that. We are going to buy some coins before they get launched, so that once these coins get launched, they're going to be in the upper hand. And actually, there are various ICOs that you have participated in. One, which is my favorite, is actually launching in August 22nd. Currently, it's about 3 times from the price that we entered, because I think we entered at 0. I can't recall the exact price, but it's now 3 times from the entered. So I'm really hoping and praying that the ICO does well, because August 22nd is quite far. I'm sure by then it'll basically be at 5x. So once the project is about to launch, we're gonna go even 20 times, 50x, 100x, which is very, very possible. We've seen how BNB was performed. So that is what ICO and IO is gonna entail. Next, we look at investing in crypto. How do you identify projects? You don't just buy any projects blindly. You look at several factors before you buy a particular project. We look at how to build a portfolio, and basically that is done using what you call a 50-25-25 rule. And a portfolio is basically a collection of assets. Let's say you have some coins in Binance, you have others in KuCoin, others in LBC. You can basically harmonize all these coins in one platform, and that is now the work of a portfolio. Next, we look at what fundamental analysis is. We look at what staking versus farming. And once I mentioned staking, this is basically a platform where you can buy coins, put your coins there like a fixed account, and these coins are going to be earning interest. So in addition, other than holding your coins are earning you passive interest in form of rewards. We call them stake rewards or LP tokens if you are doing farming. We also look at risk management because also in crypto we have risks. So how do you manage your risks in cryptocurrency? How do you prevent yourself from experiencing financial losses when you are dealing with these cryptocurrencies? We look at all that in our topic of fundamental. We'll also look at NFTs. I'm sure most of you have heard of NFTs over the past few or in the course of your producing over the internet. That is the aspect of the non-fungible tokens. We look at NFTs. How do you create an NFT? How do you publish an NFT? And I'm sure most of you have seen the coffin dancers, those Ghanaian guys who sold their NFTs, I think for how many Ethereums? They sold the NFT for, I think it was 3,000 Ethereum, so I can't recall the actual figure, but they did some very good sale on that particular NFT. So we look at the NFTs. How do you identify a good NFT? How do you participate in buying and selling of basically these NFTs? So next we're going to jump into what we call now the metaverse. And actually the metaverse is a very big project because if you can see, Facebook changed its name to Meta. So that Meta is actually a project that entails the metaverse because the metaverse is a virtual world that allows people to connect remotely. So because a metaverse is a virtual world and cryptocurrencies are virtual assets or digital assets, any transaction that is going to be conducted on the metaverse is going to be done using cryptocurrencies. And we have what we call the metaverse coins. So whenever the metaverse is going to be launched, the metaverse coins are going to come in. And actually most of them have done pretty well. Things like Decentraland, that is Mana, things like the Axie Infinity, they have really done well over the last few months because of the aspect of supporting the metaverse. So we're going to look at all that in the course of our discussions. Something else, I think these are going to be our last weeks. We're going to look at what we call trading versus investing. How do you identify a good trade? What's the difference between trading and investing? We're going to look at spot trading. We're going to look at technical analysis, fundamental analysis. We're going to look at futures trading. And this is basically trading using leverage, such that having $100, it can basically open a position worth $1,000 using what we call the leverage. We're also going to look at what we call the cryptocurrency loans. How do you get a loan in crypto? How do you use this loan so that you can be able to pay back it within a short period of time and paying it back in a wise and convenient manner? And that's going to sum our academy and our training. So the period is going to go for about 6 weeks. So within those 6 weeks, there is normally a way that we teach these classes. So the mode of teaching, we are going to have basically 3 ways of teaching. The first way is the theory class. So with the theory classes, we are going to do them on WhatsApp. There is a way we normally conduct this session such that I'll lock the group for some time. I'll do a presentation. We'll follow up. It's more of a discussion. So those are mostly the theory classes. So for the practicals, we'll have what we call the Google Meet, like the one we're having right now. And actually, what happens with these Google Meets, we actually record these classes so that in case you miss a class, you can always come back, watch the class so that you can always be at par with the rest. And most of these recorded are always private, such that you can't share this record with anyone. You cannot download it, but you can only watch it at your own convenience. For the theory classes, they have proven to be a quite formidable base because let's say you are stuck in traffic, available during the session, you can always come back and come and go through what we discussed so that you can always be at par with the rest. So those are going to be the mode of teaching. I'm also going to have assignments because as I mentioned, this is a school. we expect you to learn. So you're going to have assignments just to brainstorm you and to challenge you, but not the assignments like the ones we used to have in high school or campus. Just some few questions to brainstorm and challenge you more. So up to that point, I'll take any question that you might have before I make my final remarks. Any question before I make my final remarks? I see people. I see some question on the chat box. Let me just. Someone is asking you, can you talk about Pi, please? So Pi is currently still in the development stage. It has not yet been fully rolled out, and it's basically a project that is done by university students abroad. So basically, when Pi is about to launch, I'm sure it's going to have some very significant gains. But right now, it's not under any exchange platform. It has not yet been rolled out. So that's it about the Pi network. You can actually mine Pi right now before they go live, and such that once they go live and you have your Pi coins, you can make something out of them. So let me just wind up. So this class is not going to be for free because currently we are about over 120 guys in the group. So I cannot accommodate all 120 people for a period of 6 weeks because I'll be teaching this class all alone for the entire 6 weeks period. So there is no way that I'm going to accommodate 100 people. So the class has always been charged, and the current cost for the class is $70. But I want to give guys a discount. So instead of $75, I'll give 33% off, so that guys can pay $50. So if you are interested in joining the academy, the charges are going to be $50, and you can just sum that up to 5,000 Kenya shillings, because 50,000 is not 50,000. 5,000 is not $50 is not equivalent to 5,000, but we'll just sum that up to 5,000. So that's going to be the cost for the class. So something else, the class is going to have a hard cap. We've already had a hard cap, and the hard cap for this class is going to be 30 students. So that means once you hit the hard cap, that is the threshold, you cannot enroll anymore until the next intake, which is going to be 2 months from now. So any question before I make my final remarks? As I mentioned earlier, we have an objective that is basically to ensure that you have sufficient knowledge to have navigate the crypto world, connect with other crypto traders and enthusiasts across the world, and join the growing Apex community, where we intend actually to create a coin. In the next few months, maybe we are going to have a project that we're going to be working on, and this project is aiming at creating a coin called the Apex coin, so that we can have our own coin as well. Because you've seen that we have over 20,000 coins. So why can't we have our own coin or our own token and make some good gains out of it? So that is a project that's going to be pipelined in the coming months or so. So before I wind up, I said that I'm gonna give a free slot to someone in the academy. So let me see who is here. We are 37 guys. My oh my. Let me do this. I want to be as fair as possible. So I want to, let me just get the names of those who are here, so that I can give that free slot right now. We have Anne. So if you have a question, maybe you can ask as I type these names. If you have a question, you can ask. What time?
I have a question.
Okay, yes, please.
Oh, that's what you were reading. You can go ahead.
Pardon?
My question was right there in the comment. I mean the message app.
Oh, the messenger. Because I'm typing the names, I cannot see. So
Oh, okay. My
yes.
question was that you said that the discount will be $50. So how
Yes.
long is the discount going
Okay, for
to
this
be, or
cohort.
you wait until you get the very people?
Okay, for the entire cohort. So for this cohort, instead of $75, I'll be doing the class at a cost of $50. It's basically for the entire cohort. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that, but I'm just saying, like, how long is the discount gonna be? Like, once you get the 30 people, that's it, right?
Oh, okay. We intend to start on Monday. So on Monday, we are going to start the classes. So payments are open from today until Monday. So after Monday, or as soon as we hit the hard cap, that is 30 students, we're not gonna enroll anymore. So you have between now and Monday to commit yourself and make the payment. We have Chris. Any other question?
So at what time?
Classes.
Yeah.
Or basically, what the tradition has been is that those who normally come to the academy, we normally have a discussion on when to do these classes. But from the past cohorts, we've always started at 9 and ended at 10. That is Monday to Friday, 9 10 p.m.
Okay, that would be nice.
Yeah.
What time zone? Like
Or the time
Kenyan
is
time zone?
9 p.m. East African time.
Oh, okay.
10 p.m. East African time. Yes. Dennis, there is Doreen, Esther, and Express Writers. There is Doreen, there is Esther, and Express Writers. There is Esther, there is Express
And
Writers.
how do we make the payment?
I'm gonna drop the payment details after this meeting. I just want to basically finish it up, then I'll drop the payment details in the group. So you can either pay using M-Pesa, bank, crypto, or whichever payment method that suits you. We have Francis, Franklin, we have Francis, we have Franklin. Who else is here? We have Hussein, John, Johnny, we have Hussein, we have John. Johnny, I'm actually trying to speed up because I don't have power. Kevin and Lauren. We have Kevin, Lauren. Any other question? Alexa, Lynette, Margaret. Alexa, Lynette, Margaret. Who else is here? Alexa, Lynette, Margaret. We have Mary, Miriam, and Miss Kamau. We have Mary, Miriam, Miss Kamau. We also have Moses, Pamela, and Pauline. Moses, Pamela, Pauline. We have Raphael, Ryan, and Susan. We have Raphael, Ryan. The names are quite many, but I need to enter all of them. Tony, Tracy, and Viola. We have Tony, Tracy, Viola, and we have the last person as Virginia, Winnie, and Yvonne. So we have Virginia, Winnie, and Yvonne. Virginia, Winnie, and Yvonne. There we go. Those are the entries. I have entered everyone that is here. So I'm just gonna spin this wheel, and whoever the wheel is going to pick is gonna have a free entry to the academy, and that will save you the cost of the $50. So let's go. Phew. So who's gonna be? Who's it gonna be? We have Yvonne. So we have a winner. Yvonne, congratulations. If you are here, Yvonne, is Yvonne in the meeting? Yvonne. If Yvonne is not there, then we are gonna award, we are gonna spin again so that we get another winner. Is Yvonne there in 5, 4, 3? Yvonne, 2. I see someone is typing. Yvonne. It seems Yvonne is not there. So let's spin one more time so that we can get another winner because Yvonne was not there. So too bad for her. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Who is our next winner? There we go. Chris is our winner. Chris. Is Chris in the meeting? Chris, are you there? Chris,
I'm here. I'm here, bro.
congratulations, Chris. Just won yourself a free pass to the academy. See you there.
Thank you so much.
See you there, Chris. So for the rest of us, guys, if you want to be part of the academy, the charges are $50. The course goes for 6 weeks. You have the course outline. So see you there, and let us go to the moon together. So welcome, guys, to the future. Welcome to the academy, and hope to see you guys in class. So thank you so much, guys, for your attendance. I'm gonna drop payment details in the group, and for those who maybe who have come late, or those who wish to go through this meeting again, I'm gonna avail the recording because I recorded the meeting so that you can go through the meeting once again and see if it's really worth your time, your money, and your efforts. So thank you so much, guys, once again for your attendance, and do have a lovely night.